Hi guys, Dean Mariner here from Mariner Music. I'm here at Anton Road Studios today with Ian from Our Nameless Boy and Ben from In Dark Light. We're here to go through a couple of amp reviews today. So I'm going to be going through my amp, which is the Fender Blues Junior 15 watt. Ian has got a
Traynor YCV40.
And on the end we've got Ben with
a Vox AC15 C1X.
Yes, so Lou's got quite a good setup here. He's running the Shure SM57 dynamic mic as well as a Royal R101 ribbon. They're all 1 centimetre away from the amps at all times. I'll give you a close up so you guys can see. He's running the Shure into the Universal Audio LA610 preamp, tube preamp, and he's got the Royal going into the Grace Design M103 seamless. So yeah, and all that's going into Pro Tools 11. All right, so if you want to hit Lou up at Anton Road Studios, he can talk to you more about that. So yeah, with my amp, I've got just a bog standard Fender Blues Junior. It's got the AX7 valves in there. I haven't done any mods to it. There's no change to the speaker, and I basically play this American standard telly through it. So it's all factory standard. What about you, Ian?
So my Traynor's pretty old, so I got it about a year and a half ago, so replaced the valves and had a whole bunch of mods done to the electronics. I'm running 6L6s, brand new, and 12AX7s. And the speaker is stock. It's a Celestion 7080.
Nice.
Oh right, yeah, me. So, see, I've got the new AC15 model, the C1X, with the Celestion Blue speaker in, which is fairly integral to the Vox tone. I've replaced the tubes in there with JJ EL84s and Sovtex in position 1. Yeah, that's all you need to know about the amp.
Cool. So you can see we're all running tellies here, or telly styles. So again, this one's a standard American telly. Ian, what's going on with that?
I have got a G&L ASAT special with magnetic field design pickups, which are G&L's own patented, I believe, design. They're basically oversized single coils.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I've got the new Fender 60s Telecaster. I've replaced the bridge. I've replaced the pickups with bare knuckle pile drivers. And yeah, it's got S1 switching, so I can get a variety of different sounds.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you find the pile driver so funny. So yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of a rock out now. Yes. I think from my own perspective, I thought the Vox was the warmest. I don't know about you guys.
That's interesting because I thought it sounded quite bright and cutting, but it's got lovely depth and sponginess to the tone. So yeah, I guess it is quite warm. Well, I got rid of the AC30 and replaced it with the AC15 because it was not friendly at this private level. So this I'm able to get, really drive it and break it up nice and early. And obviously the blue speaker inside does compress really early. And I'm also running a Blackstar HD Dual distortion pedal to kick it into overdrive.
So what did you have the tone settings on there, Ben?
So my clean bit, was using the bridge pickup to start with. It's a flat EQ. I tend to cut some of the highs a little bit because it is quite brash with a single coil guitar. So I'm running it fairly bassy. So maybe that's why you said it was quite warm, but it still is quite cutting with a Telecaster. So it's fairly flat. Tone cut control is cutting the highs.
Cool. Nice one, cheers. So about the Traynor then, so what speakers in this bad boy?
So I got the Celestion 7080. I don't really know all that much about speakers. I know it's doesn't feel quite as bright as like a vintage 30, but I think that everything else about this amp and my setup is super bright anyway. So
you're
probably
to
kind of
vintage 30 in there then.
I don't know if I would be. I'm kind of happy with it as it is, you know, with the 7080. Obviously, if it ever conks out, which it could do because it is 14 years old now, so I might think about it then. But yeah, I like it. And,
well, I got a vintage 30 sat home in my cupboard.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Have you?
Try it out. Yeah.
Interesting.
That will dumb it down.
That's the next video.
Yeah. Because it is a very loud amp. But even for live playing, or we played a 120 cap venue in Bristol the other week, and it was on 1, pretty much.
Was it mic'd up though, right?
It was mic'd up, yeah. But it was kind of scaring. He's like asking me to drop it down a bit because it is incredibly loud, yeah. And it, you know, for what I need, I really like it. Yeah. You guys both have they're both single channel,
Single
aren't
channels,
they?
yeah.
Whereas mine is 2 channel, but I never use the gain channel because I find that tonally it's just so much better running the clean. So I just have a couple of drive pedals set up. One to do like a little bit of breakup, which is my full tone, full drive 2, and then for my full on ridiculousness, I have just a DoD preamp 250, which is a very transparent volume gain job, which is cool because you can get all the way up to some pretty fuzzy tones.
Yeah, it sounded a bit dirty earlier
on. So yeah, no, I don't really use the gain channel on it. It doesn't suck at all, but the clean channel.
Nicely promoted.
Yeah.
Buy this amp.
Traynor, YCV40, all the way from Canada. No, it's good, but the clean channel is so good
Right.
that I used to use the drive and just use my little bit of dirt there, which is what the full tone does now. But then one day I just kind of flicked over and I was like, whoa. So, how about your Blues Junior?
Yeah, I said to these guys earlier, I had a Line 6 Veta digital thing and it was 100 watt. It was basically a beast. I also got a Hayden 30 watt combo at home as well. But yeah, for the sort of gigs and the practice and the playing that I'm doing now, 15 watts is plenty. It gives me plenty of headroom. Like I said, it's got the 12 AX7 valves in there. It's all stock. It's got a Fender stock speaker in there as well, and it's done everything that I needed to do so far. That vintage 30 that I got at home, I am tempted to put it in there. But the good thing with the telly, I think, is that running the telly through the amp is that you're going to get that peas and carrots Fender thing anyway, aren't you? Fender through a Fender. Fender is, you know, I never have the volume lower than sort of 7 in terms of the gain. So I always have that gain sort of crunched up slightly, so I can always control the amount of gain through the volume knob on the guitar. So if I'm playing live and this is cranked up, then I'll simply have, if I want full on gain, I'll have the TS9 on and this wound right up, and if I want to clean it up, it's just a case of backing off slightly from there, and that actually cleans it up. See, I think that's the beauty of having that valve amp in it, is that you've got that instant control here, and also to an extent with some of your pedals as well.
Definitely.
You don't really use the AC15 live, do you?
No, this is a studio amp for me, and practice and recording. Obviously, I play bass live for In Dark Light, so this does go on all our records, but as a sort of an extra to Ross, our guitarist, using Kettner amp.
So Ross records through the Kettner?
Through his 4x1200 watt using Kettner, yes.
Which he also uses
What,
live.
Which he also uses live.
Oh, fair play. And then you layer that
and
up.
I layer that over with the help of whatever studio engineer we're using at the time. Probably Anton Road Studios.
Cool, should we ever get jamming, guys?
Yeah.
Sure. What should we jam? Something.
Cool, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the amp shootout roundup. So I'd like to thank Ben from In Dark Light. Hey Ben, when can we see you next in Dark Light?
So we've been recording our new album at the moment. So we've got a couple of pre-album launch type gigs lined up. We've got one at the Rock House in Andover on Saturday the 25th of April. And the week after, Friday the 1st of May, we're down at the Railway in Winchester. So you can hear, the album probably won't be ready by then, but it will be ready shortly after. So we're sort of setting them up as a pre-album sort of launch kind of, mini sort of few shows. There'll be more booked as well. But yeah, you can hear all our new songs. You can hear stuff that's this is going to be used on in the studio, and yeah, you can, hopefully buy the album when it comes out after that.
Hell yeah. What about you, Ian? When you play next?
So we're playing the Mother's Ruin in Bristol in a couple of weeks, Saturday the 14th of March, which will be fun.
Mother's Ruin.
Mother's Ruin. Yeah,
Nice
it's
name,
really,
yeah.
really good little venue.
Sounds lovely.
It's a free show. It's always pretty rammed. So my friend Joey from Radio Nasties is DJing afterwards. So
From where?
Radio Nasties.
Sounds nice.
Yeah,
So Radio
they're pretty cool.
Nasty's playing at Mother Ruin.
Mother's Radio Nasties. He does like a night DJ night. So he's kindly offered to stick us on to make some noise for a little while.
Nice.
And then we recorded single number 2 here with Lewis at Anton Road.
Anton Road Studios.
Here at Anton Road Studios, which is being mastered at the moment. So no idea when it's going to come out.
Nice.
We're just going to kind of take it one step at a time. We've still got video to shoot. We've got it already. It just needs to be shot, and it's pretty easy. But no idea when. But you can download our first single from Bandcamp. Just type in Our Name Is Boy. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll put all the links down below for In Dark Light and Our Name Is Boy.
How about you guys?
I'm not in a band anymore.
What?
I'm
When did this happen?
I'm single. Free
Are
and
you
single,
single?
ready to mingle.
Ooh.
No, it's now with the Misfits, we're kind of in a transition with like drummers and things. Dave wants to get back on board, so we're going to line up 3 or 4 gigs for this year. But that's about it really. I want to start my own originals band, so I'm kind of plugging for that at the moment.
You should make a Tinder for musicians.
So if you're a yes, if you're
Like 10 seconds solo, swipe left.
Yeah.
no.
That's usually how it works.
So if
Yeah.
people are watching this that do want to get in contact with Dean, he's looking for
Hell
a group.
yeah,
There we go. So-
Anyone that wants to have a go, we're going to probably rock out some blues rock or something, some modern sort of bluesy rock kind of stuff.
yeah.
Then hit me up. That'd be cool. So I'll put all the links below. Thanks very much to Lou for letting us use all his wonderful gear and drinking all of his squash. And that's it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.